What's my entitlement actually cover? So in other words, I need books, I got to eat, I got to possibly stay there or whatever it's going to be. What is this actually going to cover?
So the entitlement is meant to give you that, depending on the benefit that you use, it's going to give you a certain amount of money. And on our website, we show the different amounts of money that you can get. So the one thing that's great to keep in mind with like a Montgomery GI Bill is it's a set amount of money no matter where you live. Post 9/11 is determined by where you go to school. So we all know that if you're going to school in the Midwest versus going to school on the West Coast versus East Coast, the cost of living is going to be different wherever you go. And so the post 9/11 GI Bill is set up to accommodate for those needs. So if you have books and supplies, for example, the post 9/11 gives $1,000 a year for books and supplies. And we know that it can't cover everything, and we wish that we could. We really do. But we know that if nothing else, that we're going to at least help you maximize those benefits and get as much of that taken care of that we can. So then you can have that money for books and supplies. If you're living in a rural area and it's difficult for you to get to school because of how far you live, there's a relocation fee that you can, or stipend that you can get to help that one-time move to get there. You can, if you decide you want to take license and certification tests, because that's part of what your degree or your job requires, we will reimburse you for those fees that you paid for those tests. So again, another great benefit to use, actually that's one that's really underutilized, is the reimbursement for license and certification. And then on top of that, if you are attending more than 50%, at going to school more than 50%, then you are eligible to get your monthly housing allowance, which will then you can use as, again, like you said, as you see fit, whether it's for your room and board, whether it's for your food and your lunch costs for the month, however you see fit is really the way that you can apply those funds.
Gotcha. Say I'm a tech guy. What about tools and that type of thing? Is that?
Sure. We don't. Once we give you the money, you're free to use it as you see fit.
Okay.
There's no kind of audit or compliance that is done afterwards to see how you chose to use that money.
Lots of pizza parties.
Right.
Right.
Hey folks, connecting with your benefits is our primary mission, and the SITREP is providing more options than ever.
Subscribe to our free email newsletter, subscribe to our audio podcast channel, or subscribe to our content on YouTube.
For details and links, check out the description below.